And you're live and listening to The Burning Truth. Hello, folks. Welcome to another Sunday edition. The Burning Truth.
The Sunday special.
The Sunday loving.
The loving.
That sweet, sweet loving. Of those of you that have followed us on TBT Games, you will know that someone gained a voice.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, he isn't here at the moment.
No, he isn't. But it's not the fact that it's not. Well, if someone was lucky enough to catch the live recording of it, they would have been lucky enough to have heard it already. But at the moment, they may not have heard it now, as these will be on the future episodes of TBT Games. All I'll say is, I question if he had a voice.
Glorious!
I couldn't believe it. And then all of a sudden,
he won't give in.
We kept going, and all of a sudden, I heard this.
I will be victorious.
And then all of a sudden, I heard something from the background, and I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't Alexander Owens. I knew it wasn't Nate. And in this moment of gloriousness, I just heard someone. What was it that was screamed? If I'm not mistaken. What was screamed?
We just get on with it.
We just get on with it, goddammit. And I knew the sound guy had arisen and completely and utter messed up.
It was at that moment the sound guy realised he had fucked up. He went back
and to the left. Back and to the left. Basically, the sound guy had been trying to keep his voice off the air for how long?
Nearly 2 years.
He's only just failed.
Yeah, he failed. He fucked up.
Definitely.
I will be good. I will put my phone on mute.
No. It's fine. We don't mind that on here.
Talking about things fucking up. My bad.
Anyway.
Somebody call my mama.
Right, there we go. Hello, Mrs. Golf. Hello, Mama Golf. Your boy needs sorting. And there we have it. But anyway, on this episode, we've got plenty to talk about. Would you agree?
Yes.
We've got some discussions to do. Well, we're going to cover a little bit of Raw, probably a little bit of SmackDown.
A little bit of this.
A little bit of that.
And all things called Dixie Carter and the Infinity Bulls.
Oh. She has got some power. She's got.
John Cena doesn't kick out at this many times.
I think Cena would actually even Cena would even eventually say, "It's time to pick. It's time to move on." You know, Cena even has as something that he needs. You know, as he has a limit. Somehow Dixie Carter doesn't. Wouldn't you agree? Right, but anyway, we've got that, and we've also got some news on British wrestling, which means last night we were where?
Leicester.
In Leicester for LCW. Remember.
Right, so I'm going to get the one bad point out there, because there was only one bad point, and this has nothing to do with the performance.
It really doesn't, because the show itself
was good. This has more to do with the management side of managing the fans.
Yeah.
If you're going to advertise a 6 o'clock opening, open the fucking doors at 6 o'clock. Not 6:45 when everyone is outside freezing their knackers off.
Oh, no. For the ones that got there early, to be waiting
which wasn't early.
We were actually there before 6, weren't we? We were there at 6:15, and
Yeah, 6:45,
and another few of them were there till from 5:30. So we'd waited there for a good time. Then people started clamoring in, and then all of a sudden it was pretty much a lot of people were there, some with tickets, some without, and then all of a sudden out of the blue, right, everybody out. Right, so straight away there, you know, it's like everybody, the ones outside are cold, so you've got to be cold as well.
No.
Well, we got here early. We got here early. So with that, would you care to explain the situation?
So my greatest, and this is just a minor thing. As I say, performance. It's nothing to do with the performance. It's the actual management side with the fans. If you advertise a 6:00 start, 6:00 opening, make sure the doors are open for 6:00. Make sure your people are there on time. Yes, some people can be late due to traffic, but make sure your core staff are there so you can start filling everything out.
Yeah.
Because there was a shortage of seats as well. Because it was like they didn't turn anyone away, and that's fair play to them.
Which is good.
There was a shortness of seats, and people had to use their imagination to make seats in instead of people out. So they've shortened the arena a bit because there used to be another stand. So benefit of the doubt, we heard it had reduced back since we last went, and now it's expanding again. So good luck. And if the matches are as good as they were last night, you will expand. But if you advertise an opening, either let people wait inside, like they do at PWFU and everywhere else, if they get there early enough. If not, don't tell them to go outside, because we were very close to going home.
Not just ourselves, a number of people were close to going home, and there was a bit of a debate in regards to, because I noticed that one group who we know that were paying managed to sneak in somehow, you know, quickly pay and then get a front row seat.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not being funny, that's a bit unfair, because the ones who had to pay on the night, who either couldn't get a ticket, didn't know how to get a ticket. Well, on the website it is clearly stated, but we at most of the time decide to get tickets on the night. And when we've been to PWFU, they've literally stated, right, if you're paying, come to this section. If you're not, go to that person, and they'll actually sort it out for you. You know, show you tickets. It wasn't like that. It was literally the ones who had to pay had to wait last.
And I don't think that's fair, since the ones that were paying were actually the first people.
The first ones there to get the tickets. So as much as we can say, you can say it's providing loyalty. Hang on, where's the loyalty to the person who's gotten there first?
Well, no, it isn't loyalty to the people who've got there first. Where's the welcoming? So, you know how many pre-sold tickets you've sold.
Yeah.
So if you sold as many that were sold for last night, do you have a separate section for those that are paying, not make them go through the same desk as?
Well, like I said,
as I say, it's nothing against the show, because the show itself was absolutely brilliant. It was just a little bit of a bugbear that lasted for the first 40 minutes and drove me to drink.
Yeah. Which, straight away, by the time we got there first, well, not first, we were like third or fourth, weren't we, or something like that? Fourth, and we ended up being the last one to get a seat. And in actual fact, we had to get our own seats, if I'm not mistaken. That's the biggest bugbear I had.
Yeah.
With it, the fact that we had to makeshift our own seats and adjust ourselves to that. So with that, it was a bit unusual, because there should be enough seats already there at times, because if you've got like a bit of a count, you normally have a bit of more of an idea.
Well,
I do think the fact that
the tickets were sold online.
Yeah.
So you know roughly if you need to open up the other stand, which
you should have done.
Yeah.
I do think they should have done, because the one thing there's one other pet peeve. I know we only said there's only one. There is another one that I did notice. It's just this isn't because of cheating or anything. This isn't a bugbear for myself per se. It's more health. It's more of safety. There was a lot of dies on the show, and on one section of the show, certain fans had to dodge pretty much, because 1 minute
Back
and to the left, back and to the left, because they had a big dive. There's some big dives on this massive section, and if not mistaken, a couple could have gotten hurt by having someone come flying from the ring almost onto their laps. That is probably one of the only things I'll probably mention. Other than that, other than the entrances, and you've got to have enough room for the dives. Now, I think Ryan Smile picked his for later on the show quite nicely.
Well, he went for the gap.
Right in the corner.
I love seeing Ryan Smile perform. Really big fan of Ryan Smile.
But anyway, we shall get on to the actual good parts of it, which is the actual show itself, which is absolutely fantastic. However, the show started with a bit of an introduction, if I'm not mistaken, a bit of storytelling about the previous show, because their previous ring announcer got fired, which was George Archer, because of how shall we explain it? Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, the show was knocked out the park.
Pretty much.
She kicked the.
She assaulted one half of the owner of LCW. So straight away there, oh dear. However, the other owner was going to try and possibly bring her back, but unfortunately, because the actual incident involved her actually hitting higher management, she couldn't be brought back. So they had to get a replacement. And the replacement, would you care to explain? Or would you like me?
You can explain.
I'll explain. The replacement is somebody who's going up and down the country. It's almost like she's completely taken over the British scene.
She is taking over the British scene.
Or has taken over the British scene in ring announcing, which is the lovely
Kim Rocks.
Kim Rocks. It was quite surprising because I remember us talking outside the show, and all of a sudden we were like...
I said outside the show, I went, because you went, Mark's here doing commentary today, and I went...
Magic Mark?
I went, right, okay. So if Magic Mark's here, I went, Kim's here.
I wonder if Kim's here.
And he's like, no, she isn't. Walk straight past us outside of the cold. Hi, Stokonians. Pay me my money. Give me my money, Matt Bain.
Why didn't you bet me?
I was like, that. You useless piece of Yankee Danky doodle shit.
How long have you been waiting to get that one in? Yep, he has. He's been waiting to get that one in. Mr. Fan of Gordon Ramsay.
I won't go for the full version because it's quite offensive.
Yes, it is. So you can fuck off with that.
I slightly altered it.
Yeah, just a little bit. Anyway.
More accurate now, which one?
Twat. Anyway. Oh, right. Anyway, back on to the main story. So they announced that. So Kim Rocks made the announcement, and then we got down to business. We had a interesting first match, didn't we?
Yes.
Which we had Brett Ryan's taking on Lucas Archer. Right, because Brett Ryan's, if you want a bit of history right now, Brett Ryan's, I actually have a bit of history with. So I've actually wrestled against him at United Wrestling. He is if I'm not mistaken, the Crown Prince. Is it Crown Prince of Wrestling? The Prince of Wrestling?
Yes, he's the Crown Prince of Professional Wrestling.
The Crown Prince of Professional Wrestling. Although the LCW crowd had another name for him. Princess. However, I have to give him, he has been quite. This match was quite a step up for him because he was up against Lucas Archer, who is, if you watch YouTube, some wrestling on YouTube, and are a fan of WCPW, you will recognise that name. He is a member of Prospect.
Or Lost Prospective.
No, he's Lost Prospect. But then again, you got someone always arguing saying, no, they're not the same. They're not the same. Of course they are. Anyway, in this match, it's a good, solid match. Some good start. Good. The pace was nice.
In all fairness, it's been about 14 months since I've seen Brett Rhymes.
Been 14 months for yourself.
And my first comment was how well he has come on.
He has come on.
Amazing.
It's not like it was. It wasn't like right. It wasn't like he stepped up. It's not like a little step, was it? It was like he decided to just grab a lad and just go, right, I'm going straight to the top.
Amazing. It was absolutely phenomenal performance he put on. Like, proper, he hit that out the park. Solid 15-minute match. Heel work was amazing. Properly, crowd on his back, all 15 minutes of it. Like,
the crowd didn't want to give him a break.
No. Like, it basically made the face's job as easy as anything.
Pretty much. He got it to the point where all the good guy had to do was go, come on!
Yeah, he did his job brilliantly.
And the weird thing about it is, the person who was up against is someone who's got experience with being in WCPW.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see. It was a good, solid match back and forth. However, Brett Rhymes unfortunately was defeated with a, if I'm not mistaken, a roll.
Schoolboy.
A schoolboy.
Roll up, schoolboy.
Get the fuck out of there. To quote a certain
James E. Cornette.
But the weird thing about it is, it wasn't one of them roll ups where they were rushing. It was more or less of it fitted the match.
Yeah.
It told the story.
But I thought he was going to go for catatonic.
Oh.
And
I saw your face.
It was a nice little transition.
Yeah, it was. It was smooth.
Yeah. But
very smooth.
Just really impressed with the first match. The first match hit it out there for me.
That we did. And then the second match. Do you want to explain this one?
Well, it was the women's match.
Women's match.
And here Matt Burns made me sound like Jerry Lawler.
Why?
Would you like this one? Yeah. He thinks I'm not interested in any of the men's matches.
Well, I never said that. I just thought you'd have you want a bit, you want to share.
In all fairness, there was a bit. So all the young ladies come from Britannia Wrestling Promotions.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, we figured out, is the daughter of
Robbie Brookside. G Brookside was wrestling against Alexis Rose. Now, straight away, as soon as I heard the music, I've actually seen Robbie Brookside wrestle numerous times. I know his theme music. So when I instantly heard it just memories of Robbie Brookside popped in. And then I'm thinking to myself, I didn't quite piece it together at first. And then as soon as he announced the name, my brain just went, and twigged. How could I have been so foolish? Now, this match was a bit different, a bit interesting, because it showed, you could see that Z has got the experience.
Yeah.
And but like you said, she's got a lot
to live up to. It's hard for any second generation wrestler.
There's always big shoes to fill. Always. And especially with Robbie Brookside, because Robbie Brookside's left British, well, I wouldn't say he's left British wrestling as an entirety, but he is flying the flag in America while teaching the next generation of WWE superstars at the training facilities.
Yeah. He does a lot of the beginners courses, doesn't he, for the new talents that are coming in. He gets him ready for ring conditioning.
Yeah. Which straight away sets the bar.
Which actually speaks volumes for what is said about Robbie Brookside. So he is the man that gets to teach anyone who has never wrestled before the basics. That tells you everything you need to know about Robbie Brookside as a man.
The man knows how to. He knows how to hold them and he knows how to fold them. The man is. I've actually seen him wrestle myself. The man is he can make something that looks so. That to some people might look so basic, but looks so amazing at the same time. He can say to you, "I'm just going to put you in a wrist lock," and you instantly just think, "Holding a wrist lock, don't you?"
Yeah.
Now, if he actually holds you in the wrist lock, is he holding you in any sort of wrist lock?
No.
It's a Robbie Brookside wrist lock. You're gonna know. You know the difference.
I felt sorry for the ladies having to go on after because the crowd were up there. If it had gone on for the first match, I think people would have been into it, and then the first match would have been a good second match. It could take the crowd to a different level. So
it's hard to always judge because you always have to have a roller coaster.
Yeah, but it's nice when your first two matches take you up like that.
Yeah.
You know, because you want a gentle ascent before you come back down after the intermission, before it goes back up and goes for the big finish.
You know, until it gets to the peak.
But no, very good match in all fairness.
Solid. Now, anyway, moving on to the third match, which is White Tiger defending his LCW Young Guns Championship.
I wasn't there for most of this match. I nipped to the bar and then I nipped to the loo first and then nipped to the bar afterwards. So
this is where I'll be covering quite interestingly.
People are wondering, well, if you're there to cover wrestling, why'd you go then? Because intermission's 5 minutes and I don't like queuing.
And somebody has to do it. It also sort of, as you know, this is where it's always handy having more than one person on it. So this match I actually thought was quite a good back and forth. HC Dyer we have seen before.
Yes.
and at first you thought he put on quite a
muscle,
a bit of muscle. Thought he's bulked up. I wonder if he's got the athleticism. And then you saw his vertical leap. I remember you saying, that's quite the vertical leap. Because if I'm not mistaken, he had enough vertical leap to be able to jump in midair, have enough time to even just bring his legs out to drop kick it with a precision at White Tiger's head.
Yeah.
Which is quite impressive. Now, this match was quite back and forth, interestingly enough. It seemed like it was going to be a White Tiger victory, where cheering on with the crowd and everything. But unfortunately, oh dear, someone had to spoil the fun.
Hi, Brett.
Brett Rhymes, who got called a princess and loser, who threw a tantrum earlier on for losing, decided to come out and try to interrupt White Tiger. Now, not many people know that LCW fans will know this. You might not, but White Tiger and Brett do have actually a history in LCW. Well, mostly from LCW Elevation, because Brett Rhymes had the Elevation Championship, and White Tiger took that championship from him, and he's probably held a grudge ever since. So this was his way of getting one back at him, because White Tiger was the LCW Young Guns champion, and in the end he managed to distract him, which White Tiger managed to get a quick pop shot at him. Unfortunately, HC Dyer managed to cheap shot and then hit the finishing maneuver, which looked like it was a weird modified blue Thunderbomb pen, but there was some height in it, in all fairness. And then straight away planted it 1, 2, 3. You have a new LCW Young Guns champion in HC Dyer. Now, straight away here, it looked more like it was Brett there just to stick one to stick it to White Tiger. No, there seems to be a bit more to it, didn't there? As HC Dyer and Brett Ryan started to do the beatdown, which then Lucas Hawks would come in to make the save and throw out Brett Ryan's. But okay, Brett Ryan might have taken a bit of a scuff, but he managed to assist HC Dyer in gaining the LCW Young Guns Championship from White Tiger. And it looked like there was some kind of partnership there developing. Yeah. So there's a possible that could be a possible future match for them. You know, HC Dyer teaming up with Brett Rhynes against Lucas Archer and White Tiger.
Well, that'll probably be one of the matches for December the 3rd.
Possibly, but more on that later. We'll have some more news for that later. Anyway, we then had a bit of a break, which we can have a quick chat. Get drinks in.
No, we didn't.
We could.
No, Sticks came out after that match.
I was considering.
I know, but if you're following the timeline.
Well, if you want to follow the timeline, we had some announcements from the young Forever Young.
I know, but as we've noted, that was just overhyping promos.
Yeah, it was. It was
the crescendo for the main event.
So it did. Yeah.
Whereas Sticks' retirement.
And
speaking of that roller coaster,
Sticks came out and announced something quite big. He basically talked about his long story of being a wrestler, being cheered, being booed, how the crowds made it so much better for him, but he's now become to the point where he wants to become a family man, possibly. He wants to be able to pick up his daughter, be able to be fine, and everything, which is understandable. It's understandable. However, he has been given a chance to defend his LCW championship at next month's show, which is, if I'm not mistaken, LCW Legacy.
Yeah.
Right, and which basically is on
December 3rd.
December 3rd, is it? December the 3rd, 2016, which will be his last LCW show. And he has been given the chance to decide his opponent. Well, he decided to one-up it. He didn't pick one. He picked two. One of them being his current tag team partner, who at the time, he was basically tag team champions with, which is Joseph Connors, and the man who saved him at the previous show, Paul Malin. Now, this was quite interesting because I know a bit of history with this, because Styx has actually trained Joseph Connors and Paul Malin into becoming the wrestlers that they are today, and it was quite an amazing story that says, because you got these three men in the ring together, stating that they're going to be fighting for the biggest prize in LCW. However, we did have someone try to steal it. Mr. Harvey Dale.
Yes.
He decided
he wanted the spotlight.
Rid of the spotlight. And there was a bit of a small mistake here with the music, because a certain...
I don't think it was a mistake with the music.
I think it was. It was announced over the mic. It was actually announced over the mic that to parents. Unfortunately. A certain naughty word should have been taken out, and unfortunately it hadn't been. But the LCW did apologise for that, and that version of it has been stricken off the record. So they could be looking for either new theme music or potentially a edited version. But anyway, moving on, Harvey Dale went on to record to state, Styx, you're trusting these pair. given one chance, one of them would stab you in the back.
Do we think it's leading to a Joseph Codder's heel turn?
Or is it going to be another heel turn for Paul Malin? Or neither. It could be potential, or there is another option. Because Styx will be lying about the retirement. But in all honesty, I don't think Styx is lying about the retirement. So I actually think somebody else is going to be turning to the dark side.
Yeah. Someone joins the Hope Invasion.
Possibly, but we will find out about that later on. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I thought you might. So moving on, we shall get to match 4, shall we?
Match 4.
This one's going to be tough. And my colleague here knows why.
Yeah, good luck pronouncing the name. This isn't all. We apologise ahead of time if we pronounce your name wrong. We don't mean to.
Jake, this is. We do apologise. Mr. Jake, also JM, which is your initials. His wrestling name is going to be butchered, possibly because I'm going to be pronouncing it incorrectly. Most likely. You ready for this?
Go.
You ready? Jake McCluskey. I'll tell you what. I'll spell it out now, even though I've just butchered it. It's Jake, and his surname is McCluskey. Anyway, moving on. He was originally set on to be facing up against Xander Cooper. Now, unfortunately, on the night, Xander Cooper couldn't attend.
No. Which is a shame.
Massive shame. However, they had a replacement for him, didn't they?
They did.
They had a massive replacement. Now, straight away here, some could say it's local talent. Others could say, someone's on standby. It's always nice and everything. But as soon as he come out to the crowd, I recognised him straight away. Kyle Kingsley. Now, what did you think of Kyle Kingsley?
I thought he was decent.
Impressive.
Yes.
And then we had somebody else in just as it was about to start that match. We then had another person come out stating, "I'd be perfect for Xander Cooper's replacement." The character's name is Visage.
Yes.
And there was one thing about him that stood out very much so. The crowd kept calling him Diva. And in case anybody wants, I wonder why they were calling him Diva.
He is a bit of a diva.
Oh, definitely. He looks like a diva.
He acts like a diva.
And sounded like a diva.
You know, if we could have got Louis Walsh there, it would have been, you look like a diva, you sound like a diva, you are a diva.
Definitely. But the weird thing about it is if nobody actually saw the person and you have to answer a phone call to Visage, you may get confused.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But anyway, we'll get on to that. That match was quite...
out like an awesome modified test drive.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It flipped into like a modified... it was like a modified DDT front...
It's like a test drive, like a front flipping test drive.
He got him. It looked like, I thought to myself, see, they're going to be a test drive, crossroads. And then instead, he flips forward, lands him on the head. It looked devastating. Because if I'm not mistaken, you had to pick my jaw up off the floor because I've been in the wrestling business for quite some time and I haven't seen that.
It's nice that moves are still being
invented.
Yes.
It's nice, freshes up. And it was interesting. It's an interesting version. Very nice.
Like, we saw the catatonic swing into Finger's finish last night into the end of days.
Yes. Which
was in this match.
No, it wasn't in that match. It's the next match. It's the next match. We'll get on to that one.
Malin didn't do it.
No, it was LJ Hearn.
Oh, yes.
We'll move on to that one a bit later. But if I'm not mistaken, I noticed one thing that you were impressed by with Carl Kingsley when they were going through the leapfrog, and he managed to catch the leg mid leapfrog.
Well, that could go very wrong.
Very wrong. Or, works to his advantage. His opponent has gone face first into the canvas. But he caught his leg, and it's such a pivotal moment how he caught it.
Yeah.
It was done very, very sweetly.
It was tasteful.
Very. Very. And if I'm not mistaken, I will say, you could tell that Mr. JM had the athleticism. There we go, thank you.
Teeth in.
Teeth are back in. Teeth are back in.
For fuck's sake, man.
Why are you picking on me over this? I've got quite... That's all, folks. Anyway, moving on. As much as he could do all these flips and everything, we had Carl Kingsley who was doing his rolls. This was interesting. But the styles were very different, and it was nice to have different styles against each other.
Yes.
It showed a unique diversity.
A match.
Yeah, a nice mesh, even though they were so different.
Yeah.
And then we then had, the winner of the match, which was Jake McCluskey.
There's a pet peeve of yours in this match.
Yes, there was in that match. And even though Jake McCluskey won, Carl Kingsley hit a big move. Now, this is a pet peeve. The referee sees shoulders down.
For those that think this is still real, please go forward 2 minutes.
Right. For the following news, listening to this video, if you would like to, if you think that wrestling is real, please forward for 2 minutes long, and please continue on with the storyline. If not, and you are a dedicated fan who understands the rules and regulations of a wrestling match, please listen.
If you enjoy the fine art of wrestling,
yes, what it really is.
If you can suspend belief and still have
fun,
yes,
right.
Carry on.
Moving on. Right. Straight away, referee's counting. 1, 2. Oh, near miss.
Aren't you supposed to slide your arm underneath the shoulder first, just to,
to stall, potentially.
And then just to,
I could discuss something right now, but of certain techniques of referees, but I don't want to be banned from the business. However, if someone's shoulders are down, as much as I have been a wrestler, I've also been a referee. And there was one...
And a ring announcer.
And a ring announcer. And a DJ.
I don't want to rock, DJ.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So, straight away, in this, I got told there's one major rule, which is, if you see the shoulders down, you count it. Now, as much as I could turn around and say, we understand that if the referee counted and the wrong person won the match, then you can say, oh, the referee messed up. Not really. If the other person hasn't kicked out, that's their damn own fault. The referee's there to count the match and keep the rules within. So, all I'll say is, to the referee that was refereeing that match, if their shoulders are down, you damn well count it regardless of what you know. Anyway, let's move on. We've got now Paul Malin going up against LJ Heron, who, I will say, interesting start to come, ding ding, hits him with a spear immediately. Pretty much from the bow. Floors Malin, and then Malin's having to have a nice comeback. Going back and forth, and then at one point during the match, we had a move, like, as my colleague was mentioning earlier, a modified catatonic into an end of days, which looked, as he swung around, he goes, got him! Slam! And as soon as you saw it, I saw Nate thinking, match over, it's done for a kick out. That move was impressive. Even I would have called that to be a finish of the match. but a lot of the crowd could understand that Paul Mayne was being an incredible fighter and everything because, especially seeing as he was be fighting next month for the LCW Championship against Sticks and Connors, which if he lost here, LJ Herring could have argued should Paul Mayne be in the match or if he should be in the match as well. But luckily enough, Paul Mayne managed to fail and get the win over LJ Herring. Now, the next match, which is the LCW main event of the evening, which is a ladder match, which had the defending champions Sticks and Connors coming out first, looking up the championship belts straight away. This match is a devastating match because I'm going to announce all participants of the match, which is Sticks and Connors, the Alpha Brothers, Ryan Smile and Chris Tyler, and Forever Young. Now, throughout the night, Forever Young have had some videos stating, it's their debut. They are the, if I'm not mistaken, LCW Elevation Tag Team Champions, which they are. Forever Young were making their debut on the main roster. So straight away, they were having to live up to being on the main roster. But not only that, they had the chance to do something that has never been done before, which is be the LCW Elevation Tag Team Champions and also be the LCW Tag Team Champions of the main roster. Never been done before. So it was potentially being a first. But anyway, back to the actual match itself. As I stated, Sticks and Connors are in the ring. They're looking up, thinking they've got a mountain to climb. So then we have the Alpha Brothers coming out doing their putting their hands together, going Alpha. As usual, we're just on the entry, just doing the Alpha business, showing the crowd, which the crowd did actually hate them as they entered, which was quite interestingly enough. They come out and then followed by them, which was Ryan Smile and Chris Tyler, which, if I'm not mistaken, you're a big fan of Ryan Smile. Would you agree?
Yeah, the man is human highlight reel when he wants to be. Now, it's two sides to every person, but when Ryan Smile has got the mojo and motivation to do what he wants to do,
which he has,
the man is top notch.
Well, let's say this: he has a nickname of being called the All Day Star. The All Day Star, Ryan Smile. Would you say he's an All Day Star?
Yeah,
definitely.
Like that flip to have the poise and balance.
Whoa! We're not even on that yet. We're just doing the entrances. We just explained who's in the match and whatnot. We haven't explained.
They don't want play-by-play, otherwise they'd employ us as commentators.
No, they would have got them. But it's not that. We'll just explain a little bit of the story. We have to explain a little bit of the story because there was a big, massive change in this match. If I'm not mistaken. I've also mentioned about the history that Forever Young were going for the goal of being
the first ever LCW Elevation and
main roster tag team champions. But anyway, back to where we were. Ryan Smile enters, and a lot of the crowd know he's a high flying reel, and we've got Chris Tyler.
It's a shame because I would have loved to see like a moonsault off a turnbuckle, or maybe off like a ladder or something.
Which is still impressive. The man's still impressive.
I've seen it about 7 or 8 times now, and
it never gets boring.
No.
But anyway, moving on. Now, just as the music for Forever Young were playing, we knew something was up when the hadn't already entered after so long.
Yeah.
From out of nowhere,
they get chucked on stage.
Battered, and bruised. Oh, look! Harvey Dale, who's one half of the LCW management, coming out with 2 other wrestlers.
Yeah.
Which isn't hard Knox Inc., who wrestles for another company. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Hope.
Hope Wrestling. Hope Wrestling, which is run by Harvey Dale. Or owned by Harvey Dale. Now, straight away, Harvey Dale was sitting around saying, "Oh, look, Forever Young, their big debut. They don't like they're going to wrestle. They can't wrestle. Tell you what, because we promised a fatal four-way tag team match for right now, we're going to have it. We're still going to have it." They just decided to replace Forever Young with Hard Knock Inc. Now, the crowd were not happy with this.
No.
Because they weren't even booked in the match. So, straight away, they managed to sneak in. Now, the match itself,
some great spots.
Great spots.
One thing that annoyed me is the amount of time that the Alpha Brothers spent at the top of the ladder early on in the match, just hugging each other. Hugging each other. You were there for that long, you could have picked the titles up, moved them across a couple of
wrongs,
put them up again, and then took them back down. That was the only part of the match. Well, that was one of the worst parts of the match, because it looked like it lacked planning.
Yeah.
What we're doing there.
Why are we there?
Yes.
Anyway, moving on from that.
Some brilliant spots like Rise Smiles leap off the turnbuckle post.
Well, just taking into account before the bell even rang. Right, boys, you're in. Ring the bell. Ding, ding. And immediately Hard Knocks were taken out got pretty much hit Hard Knock style. From out of nowhere, Ryan Smile and Chris Tyler doing a dive straight through the ropes at them.
Yeah, but that flip was unreal.
Which was later on,
and then
height.
Sticks did a bowling ball.
Oh,
battering ram.
Battering ram.
Flying. Flying wall.
It was one of them. You got enough. You got Connors and Sticks in the ring, and you can see Connors and Sticks getting an idea. Connors decided to hold the bottom rope and middle rope apart from each other, and Sticks come flying in like a battering ram and just wiped out almost. I honestly thought he was going to check out the front row.
Yeah, and the second.
And the second.
I'm glad I was at the top.
They need to have a warning sign there. Incoming wrestle zone.
But no, the flips were amazing.
It was.
The ladder spots were brilliant.
And however, I felt as though some of the ladders. I was hoping that they had some spare ladders, but luckily enough, the ladders held.
Chris Tyler took a nasty whiplash.
Even I have to say, because there was one point where you got Chris Tyler on about to grab the belt, to then get grabbed by the neck, and if I'm not mistaken, would you say chokeslammed or just thrown off? Pushed off, and how did he land? Face first into the turnbuckle. Ow. Oh, I'll say this. If anybody sitting around and says, "Oh, he's cushioned," did you see him get up after that? Until after the match? Was he out cold or something? I think he was out cold, wasn't he, for a while? And when he did recover and we actually saw him, you can actually see he actually had a cut on him, which states it's dangerous regardless of being padded or not. It was quite the fall. Now, the match ended because, as the belts had to be grabbed. Would you care to mention who grabbed the belts?
This was a low point for me because the crowd didn't really give a.
The crowd didn't. They felt a little bit sorry for Forever Young because they've been.
There was no reaction for what happened. Not even boos.
No.
It was like a stunned silence or have you really just done that?
Now, Hard Knock
because it's a smarky crowd for LCW. The people know what they want. They know how they like it.
Now, Hard Knock Inc., which is, if I'm not mistaken, Jack Birchall and the Powerhouse Blake, which, in all fairness, I can actually credit them to because I've actually faced them both.
Yes.
And with Birchall, I've had some victories and wins. I've had some victories and some losses against him. Blake, I will get my rematch against you.
He's a big boy.
I will get my rematch against him.
He is a big boy.
Yes, he may be a big boy, but he had to hit me with a chair to knock me out. If I'm not mistaken. When it came down to where he had to face me in a match, he decided to cheap shot me and blast me with a chair. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So one of these days, Blake, we will have this face-to-face encounter, and we will actually see. Because yes, you did beat me. That was when I was when I was dancing and everything. I was having a good time. You on the other, I still see you as a challenge. You're the one person I've never beaten. Fair enough, you can say I've only had one match against you, but I will be damned if I don't get a rematch against you. Because here's the thing: if I have a rematch against you and don't beat you, then I can honestly say, then you are the better man. But I know I can beat you because you have to take the sneaky way out by doing the cheap shots and everything. You have to do the cheap shots with chairs and everything.
Right, so that covers LCW.
Well, that covers LCW. All right, moving on. Would you care to explain the TNA story, Dixie Carter?
So TNA at the moment has now been gifted to Dixie Carter as Billy Corgan's case in court has been refused. However, he has been paid his money back, which has been paid by Anthem Sports. Anthem Sports have now given Dixie Carter another life. As if this woman hasn't got enough lives. The company's been on life support for fuck knows how long, and Dixie Carter has managed to pull another ace out the hole. So, therefore, I can't say this with 100% confirmed, so I'll say this is what is rumoured. So, Dixie Carter has sold 95% of the company to Impact Ventures and Anthem. So, Anthem Sports own a little bit of Impact Ventures as well. So, Dixie Carter has sold the majority of the shares and has kept 5%, and Anthem Sports in turn have kept her on as president of TNA. That's like keeping a crack addict in a market. You know, if you buy the problem out and you want to fix the problem, you therefore don't keep the problem in. You don't keep the problem near the source of its problem. It's like asking your kid to stop eating candy but keeping the candy jar right by its bed.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So
the stupid thing about it is, how's she done it? She's got the superhuman. She's got a power.
Billy Corgan's been bought out by Anthem Sport. Well, I'll say bought out. He's had his loan paid back by Anthem Sport.
Has he actually had it paid back?
Yes.
No. Finally, so we can.
The deadline for the payback on his loan was the day after the court case.
But it wasn't actually paid on that day.
No, but Anthem have paid it up.
Have they actually paid it up now?
Yes.
That's fine then.
It's rumoured that they paid it up. I can't imagine they'd leave it there. But he is rumoured to want to hold out on having the loan paid up. So I'm not 100% certain, so I'll go back on that. But it is rumoured Anthem have offered to pay him back. But what he's saying is, with his loan, it gives him a chance to get a certain stake into what the company is. And his share is worth something like 46%, according to him. So there's loads of different stories that are going round.
But there will be more on that.
But because he isn't in a position of power anymore, Dixie Carter can actually sell the shares of the company off, which is why I'm thinking it's been reported that Anthem own 95%. But there's two conflicting stories, which is Billy Corgan has got the chance now to sell off 46% of the company, which he is inciting in this what he is owed
Yeah.
to get his money back that way. And he could sell that to whoever he wanted, which could mean that if Vinnie Mac
Oh, yes.
he could have a go at buying it. But we'll see. I think the first story is more likely, the one where Anthem have just bought it out.
I think Anthem has just bought it out, and they've stated that they'd actually pay off Corgan. Now,
Well, they need to pay off Corgan because he's a creditor.
yes, but the problem there is they haven't exactly paid him on time.
But no, so
which is a shame.
Will it leave a bit of taste in his mouth? Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But will he have another go at investing somewhere?
Will it also teach him a little lesson not to go handing out money to anybody?
It'll stop him going balls deep.
Oh, damn. You have to say that, don't you? You always have to say that, going in balls deep.
Yeah, dip the two first, Billy.
Dip it in, dip it in. Tap, 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 -oo.
If it starts hemorrhaging money, then it's a bad investment.
Run, run, run!
It's the reason why you should always dip before jumping.
Don't go plunging yourself in. We need more money. We need more money. Dixie, come on. I still have to question how she's managed to keep herself in power. How?
Is she in power? So if the Anthem company have bought it out,
technically they have actually bought it out, so they've actually got the official power. However, they've allegedly stated that they are keeping Dixie Carter.
They've sent their vice president in as
which they have
as part of the board.
Which they have as part of the board. Now, here's the thing: Dixie's still on the board and everything, and still is the head of the board. Straight away there. Why she's there?
Because it's a company that she's built and destroyed.
She may have built it and destroyed it, but here's the thing: would you keep the person around who's managed to hemorrhage money out of it?
The captain always has to go down with its ship.
It's really?
It hasn't sunk yet. It keeps on going on the life raft.
Yeah. It keeps going on live support. Oh, we're switching it off. Yeah. No.
Still a chance.
There's still a chance. Here's the new miracle cure. Come on. They went on with Spike TV. The second they lost Spike TV, some people were saying it's gonna die.
And then Destination
America. And then you know they're about to switch off the support machine, and then Destination America comes in, rejuvenating. We're gonna try this cure. We're gonna give it life.
The new body part hasn't worked. And we're pulling the plug. No, Pop TV come in.
Right. Money's hemorrhaging. Dixie's going down. It's going down. There's lawsuits. It's going down. It's failing. The life support's about to be switched off. And then a company comes in and decides to hand out free money. How many times does it have to be saved before it's either rejuvenated and rehealed? I'll tell you this now, regardless of if it gets rehealed and whatnot, there is absolute no way it is going to get back to the heights it got.
No, because WWE will just nick all its talent now that it's got NXT. NXT is a much more attractive option.
No kidding.
Especially now that it's a touring brand.
No kidding. Straight away. It's... Let's think of the logic there with it. It's just... My brain can't fathom the fact that we've got it, so it's... I can't fathom how they managed to keep this company alive.
That's enough about TNA.
Well...
Then before I start slitting my wrist with depression.
Not really, because we do have another news for TNA, which is actually not bad news. Al Snow's Wrestling Academy.
Go.
They've actually become the development training centre for TNA, and they've actually reached out to Midlands to have a school there. Now they've been in touch with the head trainer and owner, which is Luke Dalton, who he's actually stayed for Slam Wrestling, and he's going to be most likely assisting Al Snow in running the Al Snow Wrestling Academy in Midlands.
Yes.
So straight away there, British wrestling has actually got some potential chances of getting some bookings overseas and possibly getting some training from Al Snow, which straight away there, if anybody is wanting to learn wrestling, is now a great time to learn it.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, especially when we're getting wrestlers like Al Snow, because straight away now, as much as some people could say, Al Snow, well, wasn't he on Tough Enough 1 or 2 or whatever? And he didn't seem the same or anything. Al Snow is a good trainer. Because take into account, how many Tough Enoughs did he do?
No, he did loads. Al Snow as a trainer is brilliant.
He knows.
He knows the basics. He knows how to play a character as well, which is an important thing.
Which is an important thing. And he knows the business really, really well. So if you want to go to learn from,
And if you think about his position on the card, he had to be good at selling as well, at putting the other person over.
Mm.
So he's an all-round. Like, in all fairness, this statement might sound a bit like I'm taking the piss, but the jobbers normally make the best teachers.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have had to pay their dues. Al Snow has paid his dues, and then some. Now, here's the thing. The man can wrestle. As much as someone could turn around and say, those who can't teach, we're not saying that with Al Snow. Because the man
with wrestling, it's those that can do teach, not those that can't do. Because if they can't do it, they shouldn't be teaching.
They shouldn't be teaching straight away.
But
Al Snow,
my statement of jobbers make the best trainers, it's not an insult to anyone.
It's not.
It's more of a compliment. Because if you think about the amount of work that goes into jobbing, you've got to look after your body, because you're going to get thrown around a lot. You've also got to make the other guy
look good.
Look good.
But
you've also got to utilise your moveset, so when you hit something,
it looks good.
Yeah.
You've got to look good, so when they get up, it looks more impressive.
Utilising TV time.
Correct. To its full extent. And here's the thing. Al Snow knows how to do that, because come on. Now, he had a gimmick, and WCPW and the guys at What Culture have actually even backed this up with one of their videos that they recently did, which was gimmicks that should not have gotten over.
Was Grado on there?
No, surprisingly. He wasn't.
Because that's another gimmick.
But that is another gimmick that shouldn't have got over, but did. But Al Snow, he's walking around with a head.
Well, that came from ECW.
It did. And here's the thing. Did it work at ECW? Yes. Did it work in WWE? Yes. The man got over.
Hey, well, if you think about the late 90s,
yeah.
Everything that WWE took that worked, some of the best things were fine-tuned in ECW before they made it in the mid-90s.
Yeah, you can say that.
So, Steve Austin would not have been the rattlesnake that you saw in the late 90s if it wasn't for his piss-taking Hulk Hogan and everything like that in ECW.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Or his Eric Bischoff impersonations.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
And think about Mr. Friday Night.
Oh.
Or when he made his brief early WWE appearances.
Mr. Monday Night.
Yeah.
RVD. Here's the thing.
Al Snow is the proof of what ECW did. Paul Heyman saw a couple of these heads in the crowd and he went, you know what? Give everyone a free head for the first week. We're going to get some lights on and we're just going to get it like a part of the atmosphere. And then
it worked.
And then these mannequin heads started selling. A mannequin head. What are they? Like $2 or $3 a piece?
And all you heard was, what does everybody want? What does everybody need?
If you think like the hardcore icon learned his art in there.
Yeah.
With his anti-hardcore gimmick.
Yeah, which straight away, it's genius. It's absolute genius because
yes, I'm not saying that ECW helped WWE because not everything that came from ECW worked.
No.
Flash Funk was fucking awful in WWE.
Right. In case someone is wondering who's Flash Funk, he did actually have another name. He's actually gone. Now, this is where I have to question WWE because the guy already had a gimmick that sounded cool. Is it Too Cold Scorpio?
Yeah.
How cool does that sound? Was the guy agile?
It was
Hell yeah!
If you watch some of his early matches, what he could do, brilliant, but they just took it away from him.
Nope.
Don't want that.
No, nope, we don't want that. That goes to this guy. Nope, that's not happening. And then he'd come Flash Funk. I had never seen Too Cold Scorpio in such
Didn't he go as part of the Job Squad?
bright colours.
He went as part of the Job Squad.
Eventually. But then eventually...
Didn't he have the Somebody Call My Mom
Nope.
music?
Nope, he didn't.
He had some sort of funky music.
He had some funky music, but it wasn't... Oh, Flash! You're so funky!
Yeah, but Brian Pillman came over from ECW as well.
That he did.
Flying Brian Pillman.
Or the Cannonball.
Yeah, but he was...
But then again...
He was unhinged in WWE.
In actual fact, not many people don't realise this. Was he unhinged? A few people do actually question that. But the man knows how to wrestle. He knows how to tell a great story. And if I'm not mistaken, straight away, this is how good this was how good Pillman managed to somehow make it. He eventually got paired up with somebody he never even met, and make him into and made a 5-star team.
Steve Austin?
Yeah.
With the Hollywood Blondes?
Yes. Correct. Now, they created magic. Just as they were at the peak of their tag team champions, what did they do? Broke them up. I thought it was stupid that they broke them up because it was too soon. Way too soon.
In all fairness, could you imagine Paul Heyman as a scout for WWE?
Yes.
You think about all the talent, like he.
Whoa! I know he is a scout. He's got to be a scout because come on, he came over here, had a bit of a quick chat, and then called out Will Ospreay to hand him a contract. He might not be a direct straight to WWE, but he's still some sort of talent scout for them.
But look at all the talent he's developed and brought to the wrestling scene over the years.
And here's the thing: WWE had the smart business.
People always cite JR as perhaps the greatest talent scout to grace wrestling.
The weird thing about it is with JR doing it, it wasn't well known to everybody who brought them in. He somehow managed to bring them in without anybody else knowing.
But could an argument be made? And
Paul Heyman.
We will try to make this next week. Paul Heyman made stars out of people that no one else could make stars out of. Would Sandman have been a star anywhere else?
Oh, no.
How about Sabu?
No. Anybody else you care to explain? Taz, the Human Suplex Machine? Chris Jericho?
Like, he bought in.
Right, Chris Jericho.
Chris Benoit. Dean
Malenko. Whoa. We just mentioned a name we should not name. We do apologise for that.
Eddie Guerrero.
I
don't think he bought in Perry Saturn, did he?
Yeah.
To ECW?
I think he did briefly once. He might not have. Juventud Guerrero, yes.
Rey
Mysterio. Psychosis.
Did he bring Will Parker in? Or
not sure if that was WCW or not.
Because Will Parker was another brilliant cruiserweight.
Very much so.
I used to love watching Will Parker.
with his chair antics.
I swear La Parker was just Sabu on stilts.
Who knows? Now here's the funny thing, and one thing I have to say, ECW made waves because they actually managed to get the cruiserweight thing kicked off. Now a lot of people always state, "No, it wasn't. It was WCW." Sorry if some people might get a little bit butthurt at this news right now. Which company had the cruiserweights first?
ECW.
ECW.
Because it was early 90s when they bought them in. 94, 95,
and then all of a sudden, WCW saw an opening.
Paul Heyman is the only person to give Stevie Richards a proper chance to be serious.
Or whatever he wants it to be. He did. I agree with that. Because straight away, are you ready for this? I'm going to break it down for you.
It was a feud with Tommy Dreamer.
Yes, it was. Well, not really. It was a feud between Tommy Dreamer and Raven, because he was Raven's lackey. Now, here's the funny thing about it, with Stevie Richards. Stevie Richards was able to be serious, and then he realised, I don't need to be serious anymore. Let's have a laugh. And but he decided to do that after he paid it. After his moments in WCW. Did you know he'd been in WCW?
Yeah, he was part of Raven's flock.
Did you actually see the gimmick they gave him? What was it?
Just a lackey.
Nope, not in WCW.
What did they give him in WCW?
Dancing Stevie Richards. Yeah, I'm coming out dancing.
That's where the BWO came from.
Oh yeah. You just realize you just learned some history, haven't you? And then they pretty much got rid of him because they said, "Oh, we don't need any dancing gimmicks because we've got Disco Inferno and everybody else." And the cat. Why do we need another dancing gimmick? Bye bye.
In all fairness, he probably made a load off of the parody shirts.
Oh, definitely. And then all of a sudden he went over and he knew how big the NWO was. You could see it. It was big. What did he do? Right, we're going to put it. The Blue World Order. And the line, and this is the funny thing. I made me laugh about it. The one line that the crowd always chanted when they were in the ring. We're taking over! And what made me laugh is they got three guys who, one of them can be serious, but wasn't being taken serious, and two others that weren't, well, one of them definitely not being serious, and the other one, it's hard to say. Nova was a good wrestler, but a lot of the fans were like, okay, he's good and everything, but it was like they weren't fully connecting. And what did they do?
They give him I love the Blue World Order.
And I can actually name who they were mimicking. Do you know who each one of them was mimicking?
So Blue Meanie was Scott Hall.
The bad guy versus against the blue guy.
Nova was Randy Savage.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't Savage. Are you ready for this? Who he was? Nova, his full name was Hollywood Nova. He was pretending he was being Hulk Hogan.
And then Richards was Nash.
Big Stevie Cool. Big Stevie.
Would have been better as Little Stevie Cool.
Even so, they got the gimmick over. And do you know how over it was? When they actually turned up at ECW One Night Stand, you heard on the commentator's table from Joey Styles is the one gimmick I would have, the one gimmick I'd actually love to see get its fair dues. And what ended up happening? The Blue World Order went on to WWE. It didn't have as long a life as what most would have liked, but
it was a parody, and a parody's meant to be fun.
And it was. You could see they were enjoying it.
No, but I think that's a nice point to close on this week. I know we haven't got to cover what we wanted to cover.
We haven't covered everything, unfortunately.
Like, we haven't covered Hell in a Cell, we haven't covered Raw or SmackDown.
We did cover Hell in a Cell last week. Don't you remember?
We got the predictions last week.
No. We actually did the results last week.
Are you sure?
I am pretty sure. If you remember, I remember turning around and telling you you'd beat me.
Yeah, on Monday.
No. I'll just double check this quickly before we actually leave, because I can see how enthusiastic you are.
I haven't brought it up.
Oh no, we did, because I remember I was discussing about it.
Hell in a Cell was October 30th.
Yep.
Which was last week.
Ah.
Can I have an apology now?
Yes, you can. Damn it! These Sundays are very distracting. Do you want to do a quick result?
I won, you lost.
Correct.
He poked the bear! He poked the prediction machine.
And the machine decided to kick my ass.
The machine woke up. I went, down boy!
No.
Bang!
I want your boots, your clothes, and you to be exterminated. Anyway, we'll just quickly go through it very quickly now, which won't take long.
And then we'll discuss it next week.
We'll actually discuss it next week. We had the kickoff show, which was Cedric Alexander, Lince Dorado, and Sin Cara.
They won.
Defeating Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and Araya Davari. We had Roman Reigns defeating Rusev in the first Hell in a Cell Championship match for the WWE United States Championship.
Best match of the night, in my opinion.
In your opinion. We had Bayley defeating Dana Brooke, which a lot of people were saying was one of the worst matches. We had Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson defeating Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Amore, not Amore. Amore.
It says Amore.
Amore is a French yogurt designed by Moore.
It's spelled A.
He is not a French yogurt.
It's a. Then again, his hair says otherwise.
He is not a yogurt designed by Muller.
Wait. Spell Amore. And spell Amore.
Well, there's an apostrophe above the.
No, there isn't. There isn't. Unfortunately, there isn't on this.
Well, if you listen to him, it's my name is Enzo Amore.
It's Amore. Nah, right. We'll call it. Okay, I messed up. It's Amore, but the way they've got it spelled is Amore, which is Amore. Anyway.
It's not a fucking.
Whoa. I just said the spelling. The spelling! Down, boy! Down! Anyway, back to where we were. Enzo Amore and Big Cass lost to Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Gallows.
Oh, for God's sake.
Luke Gallows.
Gallows!
Every fucking week, right. He butchers the pronunciation.
Right. Luke Gallows.
Luke Gallows.
And BB Gun Carl Anderson defeated Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Is that better for you?
Yes.
Better?
Yes.
Done. Moving on.
Every fucking week.
Second Hell in a Cell match.
You butcher the English language.
What's that? I have one weakness.
Your inability to speak your own language.
Calm down, Matt Burns. Calm down. Good father.
Go on, Sonia.
Right. Why are you calling for the maid?
Go on, Sonia.
Why are you calling for the maid? Anyway, moving on. We've got the the second Hell in a Cell match, which is for the WWE Universal Championship, which is Kevin Owens defeating Seth Rollins. Well, that sounds very simple and everything, but in actual fact, Kevin Owens had a little bit of help with Chris Jericho.
Locking himself inside the cell.
Pretty much. So, moving on that, however, there was a quick, nice little spot that you thought was interesting.
Yeah, which was a table spot.
Which was a table spot. I thought this was the match of the night, me personally.
Wasn't as brutal as the first.
The first one was brutal.
In all fairness, you had the best Hell in a Cell match this year at WrestleMania, and then these three didn't even come close to it.
It was like
It's like a watered down version.
Unfortunately,
Rusev's one was pretty vicious in all fairness.
And yet it wasn't the favourite one.
I liked it.
I liked it. Yeah, I agree with you. But we'll discuss that more next week, shall we? Anyway, moving on. WWE, we have the singles match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, which is the Brian Kendrick defeating TJ Perkins. Have I pronounced that correct? Have I? Right, that's fine. Right, moving on. We've got the tag team match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. We had Cesaro and Sheamus defeating the New Day. Oh my God! The New Day have lost by disqualification, which means the title doesn't change hands.
Bye-bye, Francesca number 2.
Bye-bye. Right, and now moving on to the main event of the evening, which is the final Hell in a Cell match, which is for the WWE Raw's Women's Championship. We had Charlotte Flair defeating Sasha Banks in her hometown. Right, there's the full results of WWE Hell in a Cell. So if you want to actually mention any, if you want to discuss anything that you liked about this, anything or anything that you think we're going to say or anything ourselves when we actually cover it next week, put them in the comments down below, either on the speaker version, on the YouTube version, wherever. We just ask if you do like our content, do click a like and subscribe and everything, depending on where you're listening to it, or or sign up and everything. We do appreciate it. If you do have any, if you want any messages being passed on or anything, messages.
And Luke at.
And speaking of which, we actually have a update quickly to mention right now. Would you care to?
No, I will not take away your glory.
What, my glory?
Yes.
Why?
Since you've worked your arse off on it.
Eh? Right, now, what my colleague is on about, he's on about a recent update that's actually happened on www.matt-burns.co.uk.
Where you're also able to buy all your Matt Burns merchandise.
Oh my God, I've broken him. But anyway, it's where you can buy merchandise and everything and hear the latest news on myself and everything. However,
you can find merchandise on all street corners as well.
No, you can't. Anyway, moving on from that little sidetrack, it's not the only place that you'll find news about myself. There is an actual section on there that is called The Burning Truth on Matt Burns' website. If you click on there, we've actually got an entire section for The Burning Truth where you can actually listen to the latest episode that we've most likely either had live or that's recorded already, and also the latest TBT games, and officially now we can actually also state wrestling articles.
Yes.
Now this is your baby. I want you to explain.
Yeah, so I wrote the first part of the article. We were going to write this. I was going to write the second part this weekend, but we didn't get back till late yesterday, and I didn't wake up till
God knows when.
Late this morning, because me and Mr. Burns thought it'd be a good idea to enjoy a couple of beverages.
Why not?
while the sound guy drove back,
Speaking.
never shutting up.
He never shut up.
You
talk too much! Oh boy, you never shut up!
But no. So, the first article is basically what was brought to my attention after watching a couple of the shows that we went to before yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is where baby faces aren't what they used to be. If you read the article, some of you will agree with it, some of you might not.
But if you want to voice your opinion, you're more than welcome to, as we actually have links on the Burning Truth section. One where you can actually email us directly, just to ourselves, just to say whatever you want. But also, we've also got an email button on the actual article where you can actually reply in regards to it. But if you don't want to reply in the email and you fancy just doing it quickly there, you can actually leave a comment.
Yeah.
On the page, which we actually, if you want to leave any comments on there, you are more than welcome to.
I know not everyone's going to agree with the article. Some of them might not like it, but that's the point. We want to engage discussion.
Listen, this isn't. We're not stating. This is the one thing that we want to get out. Whatever we're saying, we are not stating as fact. We are actually stating this as a conversation. If you disagree with us, please let us know. Discuss it with us.
Yeah, well, I have different views to Matt because I'm like a guy's in. I'm an outsider looking in to the business.
I think I'm going to keel over. What the hell? Where did that come from?
Multicultural.
Actually, I think we have been a bit multicultural this week, haven't we?
But no, I'm like that new person looking from the outside, but doesn't step in between the ropes. Which is for Matt's safety, because he knows I'd kick his ass if.
Please.
I offered him the chance last week.
And I offered you the chance you get your ass in the ring.
I said to him I was gonna Mick Foley elbow drop him.
You wishes. But anyway, in actual fact, if you do actually have any comments you want to put on, general conversations for the article, the comment section is for the article. But if you want to send us any messages, you can actually send them either to any member to all our social media.
Yeah, but if there's anything you want to write, just if you message us,
either messages, email it us, however you'd like.
And if it's something we think we're able to put down in a fair argument, then we'll have a go at it.
Not only will we have a go at it, if it's something that's going to be an article, we will actually most likely get the article sorted out, and whoever has actually suggested the idea for the article will most likely get a little bit of a credit at the end.
Yeah.
So if you want to have that done, you're more than welcome to. So, but please, this is as I've stated, if there's anything you want us to discuss, you're more than welcome. We always have our ears open to fans. If they want to ask us something, if they want us to request something, if they have an opinion and they don't agree with us, tell us why you don't agree with us. This isn't us just. We don't want this to just seem like we're just telling you what should be.
No.
It should be a discussion.
Yeah. So apart from that, folks, be good, be safe.
Well, actually, one thing we need to do first. I would like to, if you're into your gaming, to go to the Burning Truth YouTube page and check out the TBT games.
Yeah, or if you want to watch Matt do some gaming in the week, he has his Twitch channel, which is started broadcasting, because I get messages while I'm playing pool saying Matt Burns is broadcasting live.
Well, I don't always broadcast it live myself. It's just me trying to record some possible content for TBT games.
And then I'll be setting up my own part of it as I will have a lot more free time coming up.
Now here's the thing, folks. We will be actually doing some separate, adding more to TBT games, where we might be actually getting some reviews. But unfortunately, we can't actually say when that's out or what's going to be the first one, the first review game at all as of yet, as it hasn't been fully decided. However, if you are interested in gaming, we do actually have the usual
series.
which is the Bird versus Owen series.
Yes, which you flipped a good weekend out of it.
Get in! Anyway, but the reason why I'm shouting "Get in," you'll soon find out about that in the coming weeks. As the one announcement I will state is we've actually started a 5-match tournament event.
Yes.
Which
well, we did a 5-man.
Well,
a 5-team tournament.
A 5-team tournament, which currently at this moment in time, I will state, 4 matches have actually been played. 5th one is yet to be played. However, it will be played before it's due to air.
Yes. Well, of course it's going to be, otherwise it won't be due to air.
Oh dear. It will be played.
But no, check out UK Wrestle Fan Zone as well.
As always, as we actually have
for all your wrestling pictures from live events around the
UK scene, which they're always good at, and and we always recommend you give them a shout out, because if I'm not mistaken, you actually got to meet them.
Yes. It was our first time meeting while we were down at PWP.
Both of us meeting them together, which I previously met before. Yeah. So, but in the coming weeks and whatnot, there might be some more interesting news developing in regards with them.
Yes.
But more on that later. More on that later, as in in the future. As at the moment in time, it's not the right time to actually bring up what it is yet. But there's some big news coming.
But other than that, folks,
stay well,
be safe,
and always check out your local wrestling.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, and hopefully see you next Saturday.